What prevents a CDR from being rewritten? I know it's kind of a dead, dying technology, but I was wondering what stops a CDR from being rewritten like a cdrw. Is it some sort of firmware on the disk, essentially in place to make people buy more CDs? Or is there a more technical reason? CDs store their data magnetically, correct? But CDRs have less magnetism, so once it has been written to, that's it? Sorry if that's completely wrong. I have no idea how CDs work.
Data on a regular CD is stored by making pits, holes, or not holes, lands, on the CD medium. The pits disturb the reflection of light. Transition from a 0 to a 1 or vice versa is determined by the start or end of a pit. This is called latency encoding. There is further complication as these bits are the channel code, not the content bits. The latter are recovered by decoding the former. And then some of the content bits are really error correction code bits. But ultimately, the bits are encoded via holes or not holes in a reflective layer of metal, usually aluminum. A CDR works somewhat the same. It has a reflective surface, but this surface is covered by a dye. You can use a relatively high-intensity laser to heat up the dye layer and turn it opaque. Afterwards, the CDR can be read in the same way as a normal CD. Light is either reflected or not. cdrws work in the same way, but use a paint which can be turned opaque or not depending on the heat of the laser. Note, rewriting with the same image or an image with only the right bit changed would seem to be technically possible, but there are limits as to what could be done. The best you could do would be to burn a pit in the middle of a long land. Since lands have a maximum length of 10 bit times, and both pits and lands have a minimum length of 3, this would only be possible where an existing land was 9 or 10 bits long, and the only possibility would be a pit 3 or 4 bits long. Doing this would add 2-bit flips, and this in turn would necessitate changing ECC bits at other places in the same block. The chances that every such change could be done by adding a pit in the middle of a land are very, very small, even if there was software or drive firmware that would allow the attempt.
A CDR disk cannot be used again, but it might be possible to delete existing data. The disk comes out of the box reflective, but then your drive burns the solid thin chemical dye layer below the plastic and roughens it so it becomes slightly transparent. This makes the light disperse when a laser hits it, thus it counts as a 0 essentially since the laser gets little light back. There is no way to fix this burned area and make it reflective again. The only way to wipe the data is to turn 010111010 into 0000000. ASUS makes software called eHammer that may work with non-ASUS drives. eHammer allows you to permanently delete the data on writable disk, CDR and DVD-R formats. Once the data is deleted, it cannot be recovered or restored, and the optical drive will not be able to read the disk. This ensures data security, eliminates the hassle of scratching your old disks, and conforms with our commitment to environmental protection. If there were software that would just make the laser burn zeros across the disk and ignore the formatting and TOC etc., the data is gone. DD and Linux can probably do it.